I think we all knew it was going to be a rematch. But I've had this fear: are the Democrats actually going to allow this to happen? Because we have seen the depths to which they will go to try to keep Donald Trump off the ballot. And I'm nervous for him. Sometimes I get nervous for his safety, honestly. Like, it's crazy, the 91 charges and, all the lawsuits and awarding $83 million, like stuff that is nuts. What happened with Fannie Willis case, like I am blown away every time I think, okay, this is a new low. It can't go any lower. What happens? People look at their pocketbooks, they look at their wallets, and then they pay attention to their safety. And when you just look at the numbers that we are seeing come over the border illegally every single day, it's staggering. And then they see the strategic decision to take care of those illegals instead of the American people who are the taxpayers, who are the people that are continuing to make this country great. So there's just no excuse for that. And I think people are finally going, wait a minute. There's been so much that has been suppressed at the border. The videos that have been going on for years, by the way, through many presidents, not just Joe Biden. It's just gone to another level with Joe Biden. When you tear down the wall, and he took down the work that Donald Trump had begun to do, and then quietly beginning to put it back up. And you see the violence that has taken place, what's happening in these sanctuary cities, and the hypocrisy coming from the leaders there. And then, frankly, his decline mentally. I hope that many people try to lead the way I do, which is with empathy. I don't want to mock him. It's not, what if that's me or my parents someday? Just from a business perspective of the type of person we need to have running, the leader of the free world, So I hope that it's just more common sense stuff as to why people have turned on him, and none of the ugliness and personal stuff that people have had those go for it, attack him, I guess. But to me, that doesn't solve anything. It really doesn't. And I just think people are smart, and they see what's happening, and they see how quickly we are declining. I personally, fear for my safety. You can even go back to those Chinese balloons, over our territory for over a week, and like the little things like that aren't so little. If that's happening, what else is happening? So even people who don't go deep and take deep dives on everyday politics and the goings on across the country, you don't need to take a deep dive to understand that we are in a dire situation. And to me, it really is now or never. I don't know. I think my gut is a woman. I look at Tulsi. I look at Tulsi Gabbard a lot. And, I think it's such a strong statement for her to have made the switch and left the Democrat Party and, officially kind of come to the dark side, right, with the Republicans. But, some of the things that Tulsi talks about are some of the things that my new boss, coworker, Bill Maher, talks about. It's like when you look at some of these common sense issues, what are we doing? And that has caused a lot of people to go from the left to the middle, at least on some of those topics. I love Tulsi. I think that she is so measured and classy. That's what comes across every single time I've watched her. Also, with her former, military service, I think that matters to a lot of people. And again, a woman. There are millions of women who are not afraid and in many cases quite proud to align themselves with the former president. I think Tulsi Gabbard would be an incredible choice for all those reasons. So I hope, for the sake of our country and getting it back on track, that it is Donald Trump. To me, he is the obvious answer and the only choice, especially based on what we see right now. Listen, I do. I like and respect RFK Jr. I do. I have a lot that I'm still trying to learn about RFK Jr. And there's a lot of time between now and November. And he's going to make a push, and he's soon to be announcing his vice presidential candidate. And who knows who that's going to be. But, the Democrats aren't willing to allow, they're not even giving him Secret Service, right? So I'm just talking about the realistic candidates right now, and that is Joe Biden and Donald Trump, because I don't believe, when I say realistic, it's because I don't believe that the Democrats are going to allow RFK Jr. To really be an official part of the process. I hope they do. I think they should, because he is saying some incredibly important things that have intrigued me, frankly. And I want to continue to learn more, but right now, the left is making sure that we don't hear much from him. So there's other ways and other platforms, and I've been digging deeper on podcasts, et cetera, just to hear him, because we do need an opportunity to hear all views, not just the views that the right or the left want us to hear. But based on who's in it right now, today, if you're choosing between Biden and Trump, it's a no-brainer.